What types of psychic abilities exist out there, also called intuitive senses, also called original senses? There's several. I want you to think about the way that they match your physical senses. So let's start with eyesight. So you have eyesight and you also have clairvoyance, which is the ability to see without seeing, if that makes sense. So it might be visions and flashes that come up in your eyes, or it could just be like dreams or lucid dreams, or you get flashes when you touch someone. I'll never forget when I was working with a client, I remember touching him and getting a flash of a young child, a daughter that he'd left behind, and he had fessed up to me that he'd been overseas, started a relationship and come back to this country, and he'd had to leave his daughter behind. So it's really interesting, what you can do when you get those flashes. There's also clairsentience. So we have feeling, right? We can feel and touch things and we tangibly touch things. So clairsentience is when you can feel things without them being physical. So I feel there's something going on in this energy of this house, or I feel there's a spirit here, or I feel that my friend's not being honest with me, or I feel the tension in the room when I go to my friend's house that have just been married, or something like that. So it's a sense of a feeling that you feel it even though you can't physically touch it. And then there's clairaudience, which is hearing. So you can hear for real, like I hear voices or words, but sometimes I can hear what is not said or isn't true. So I can hear lies, or I can hear, oh, that sounds true to me, or that feels right, or sounds right to me. So clairaudience is much more about honed into your hearing and your ability to hear and feel what is true or not based on the hearing or the audio. You can also use clairaudience when you're trying to understand someone's personality. You can hear their voice, and then it's all of a sudden you can feel and read into them more than you would just by hearing their voice. So I've talked about the three top ones, but there's several more. There's like, I don't know, about 10 or more psychic senses or psychic abilities that you can access. I've got a video that goes through all of them and what they do, which I really highly recommend you watch. The more you know about them, the easier they are to switch on. So what types exist? Everything that relates to your physical senses, but in the metaphysical, plus a whole lot more. One of my favorites is claircognisance, which is the ability just to know something without knowing it. You kind of just know what's true without even having any rational justification. So it's a great journey to get on to start to explore your psychic abilities.